Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to a Shapes.io video. Yeah, check it out, man. I've been playing Satisfactory for a long time, but I've been playing with this on the side, and I got to tell you, I'm pretty impressed with this game. It's pretty, it's a cool concept. It's more of a sandbox deal than trying to, uh, you know, uh, build your way up to later stages like in Satisfactory. But yeah, I'm at a point now where I need to start building the anything shape machine, or whatever they call it, the machine that builds them all. So I am in the process of making it, and I'm going to show you this cool little contraption here. Now, you've seen color mixers before. You know red, green, and blue makes white. Yeah, that's that. There's nothing new about that. But this machine is going to be capable of doing all the colors. How does that work? Well, I found out that the color mixers will work if you put two of the same color into the mixer. So if this belt gets red and this one gets red, guess what? It puts out red. Um, if I do red and green here and put yellow, and then put that yellow in here with the red, guess what comes out? Yellow. I was like, what? To show that, I'm going to have to explain another part of this machine. And for that, we're going to have to go into the circuits. Yes, this is the circuits update. And I have built here a selector. What this contraption does is a color signal will come down this wire. Right now it's set to white, so that's why it's making white. But I can set this to any of the colors down here, like this one's. If this one goes active, it will make red. That's green. That's blue. There's yellow. There's purple, cyan, and then white. So what's going on here is we've got these little transistors up here in this row, and I have a constant 1. So all of these transistors always have an active signal behind them. But if this comparator, this compare module here, yeah, the compare thing, if the color value that it's comparing to matches what's coming down this wire, that path goes active. It turns on all these transistors, and it will activate the lines that they are attached to. Like some of these are not attached, but some of them are. Now the way I have this set up is I have red, green, blue, red, green, blue, red, green, blue. So what that means is that there are 3. You saw down here in the factory there are 3 belts, and each of these groups of red, green, and blue control one of those belts. So this will control the top belt, and right now it's because it's doing white, it's doing red. This controls the second belt, and that's getting the green channel, and then this controls the third belt, which gets getting blue. And when we do cyan, which is green and blue, I will send green on the top channel, green on the second channel, and then blue on the third, and then so on and so forth. Like for purple, I'm doing red here, blue here. For yellow, red, green, and then green. And then for the primary colors, like for blue, for example, all 3 are getting blue. For green, all 3 are getting the green channel, and for red, all 3 belts get red. It's a weird concept, but it works. Let me show you. Let me take off that signal. Let's put on green, for example. Let's turn that off and let's see what the factory does. And sure enough, all the belts are getting fed green, and the painters are actually putting out green regardless of the input. See, there's a little bit of red in there, so we're still getting a little random colors in there, but eventually it will be all green. Let's switch it to, uh, let's say, yellow. So let's put that in. Let's do yellow. So now let me turn that off and jump down to the factory real quick. And you'll see that now they're getting red, and the last belt gets green. And sure enough, they're outputting yellow. How cool is that? So that covers the circuit and this part, and then this mess over here is where I am taking the outputs and merging them into one line. So, like for example, this one is the top belt, the red for the top belt. and that goes through these tunnels, blah blah blah, and it goes through this little balancer here. Now you see that these filters here are not active. Because of the way the circuit is set up, there is no 1 or 0. It's 1 or nothing, which is different from Boolean 0. So because there's nothing on these circuits, as you can see, that's not a 0. That's a nothing. It's not. It's not. It's acting like it's not connected, and that's because these transistors are not putting any power on that line. So that's why this shows up as a nothing, and that makes these filters stay off instead of redirecting to this output here. If it was a 0, it would show as active and it would be redirecting to that trash can. But in this case, it doesn't matter. Um, so that's how I'm. And then for the green, I got the greens coming in from down here. This is for the top belt as well, and that goes through these tunnels, and that would come up here into this balancer. So that's how I'm mixing the colors for each belt. Now, this is just for one corner of one shape. So I would need 4 of these, including 4 of those selector circuits, to do one layer. So that times 4 for 4-layer shapes. Yeah, I would need 16 of these factories. But the cool thing is that this factory can handle all the colors, and there is a case for no color. If I have MD color, like for example, this shape here needs no coloring on those 2 corners of the circle, then this will go active, and that would mean that instead of trying to paint those pieces, it would just bypass the painting process completely and just give me the raw shape as is. Now later on, I'll show you the video where I'll show you the factory where it's actually cutting up the pieces. But for now, this is what I got. So yeah, that's my cool little painter, my all color painter, all color mixer factory. And yeah, so leave a like, leave a subscribe, do the cool thing. You all know what to do, and I will see y'all later. Have a good one.